In this video lecture, I will discuss with you about the short trick of LL1 grammar. For solving any GATE question which is related to LL1, you have to good understanding of short trick. And if you have good understanding of short trick, you will be able to solve any LL1 grammar related question very easy. So first of all, I want to discuss with you number 1. A left recursive grammar is not LL1. It means if any grammar is left recursive, what is the meaning of left recursive? Left recursive means the left production is common. Here you see E and E, which is in left side. This E is on the left side of this production. So this E and this E is common. That's why this is left recursive grammar. And if the grammar is left recursive, then this grammar will not be LL1. Now we move to trick number 2. A left factor grammar is not LL1. What is the meaning of left factor grammar? Left factor grammar simply says to you that there is something common in the left side. If there is something common in the left side, what is the meaning of this? Like you see here, left factor means there is a factor which is deriving on the left side like A. A is common. It means we say that if in 2 or more production, left side is common, then this is known as left factor grammar, and if it is left factor, it will not be LL1. Now we further move to trick number 3. An unambiguous grammar is not LL1. I will discuss with you about the ambiguity in very detail, but at this point of time I will discuss with you only 2 things. This is ambiguous or this is unambiguous. About any grammar, if you have more than 2 trees for same production, then the grammar is ambiguous. What is the meaning of ambiguous? Ambiguous means something ambiguity. Like here, if you take plus and multiplication, then the compiler will not able to decide what I do first, either multiplication or addition or multiplication. That's why the compiler will confuse and generate the ambiguity that there is something wrong in this grammar. Now let's move further. What is unambiguity? Unambiguity means there is something fixed. Means ambiguity is fixed now, and here the fixed rule that you have to first decide either multiplication or division as according to the rule. So if any grammar is unambiguous grammar, definitely that grammar will not be LL1. Now we move further to the 4th point. Every LL1 grammar is unambiguous. What is the meaning of this? You have to understand clear understanding of this. If a grammar is ambiguous grammar, it will not be LL1. It means if LL1, there is a condition to grammar become the unambiguous. So every LL1 grammar is unambiguous. But you have to clear understanding of this point also. If every unambiguous grammar is not LL1, it means reverse is not true. Every LL1, you learn this thing. If LL1, definitely it will be unambiguous. But if any grammar is unambiguous, may or may not be LL1. May or may not be LL1. Okay. Now let's move to 5th point. Every single production grammar is LL1. What is the meaning of this? If any production is of the form A produces BS, it means this is single production. And if a single production is given to your question, then you directly say yes, this type of grammar is LL1. every single production. What is the meaning of this? You have to have clear understanding of this. Every single production is LL1. Now let's move to 7th point. If any production are of the form A produces alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha 4, alpha n, then if any of the two have common elements, what is the meaning of this? If any of the two have common elements, this is related to this. Rule number 2, left factor grammar. It means, as we see here, if any of the two have common elements, then this follows the left factor grammar rule, and if it is left factor, not LL1. In the same way, if any of the two have common element, any of the two, then the grammar is not LL1. Grammar is not LL1. You relate this point with this point and you understand this thing. This is the same point. Any of the two have common element, then it is not LL1. Now let's move further point number 8, to discuss most important trick of LL1 grammar, so that we will be able to find directly that the given grammar is LL1 or not. Now let's move further and now we discuss rule number 8 and rule number 9. These two rules are very important. These rules are also important. Okay, so you have very clear understanding of these two rules. These two rules say that if A equals to alpha 1 or alpha 2, then how we find if a grammar is in the form of A equals to alpha 1 or alpha 2, then how we will able to find that the given grammar is LL1 or not. For this, we have to clear understanding of 2 points, that if any grammar is in the form of like this, alpha 1 or alpha 2, we can write these things in this form also, A equals to alpha 1 or equals to alpha 2. These two things are same. So what we do, we find the first of this and first of this. First of, like we take an example, simple. Let's assume first of alpha 1 is small a and small b, and first of alpha 2 is small b and small c. Okay. Now when we create the LL1 table, this is not LL1 table. And in LL1 table, if more than 2 entries in the same column with respect to single production, then the given grammar is not LL1. As we see here, there is 2 production, there is 2 entries in the same column with reference to single capital A, so the given grammar is not LL1. Why this is not LL1? When we analyze these things, we find one thing, that there is common in both the things, both the first of alpha 1, first of alpha 2. Because of B, there is 2 entries in the same column, and because of 2 entries, this is not LL1. Okay. So when we analyze these things and we recall, we find that if any production are of the form A equals to alpha 1 or alpha 2, then what we do, we find first of alpha 1, and first of alpha 2. And if there is any element common between intersection of first of alpha 1 and first of alpha 2, means the intersection is not empty, it means the given grammar is not LL1. Okay. Now let's move further to rule number 9. If any production of the form A equals to alpha or epsilon, as I have discussed with you, that if epsilon comes, it means you have to go to where this produces and find the follow of it. So what we do in case of epsilon, you have to follow of A. You have to find follow of A, and for alpha, this is simple, like this, alpha 1 or alpha 2. So what we do, if any production are of the form alpha or epsilon, then you have to find first of alpha and follow of A. And if intersection is not empty, it means not 5, then not LL1. So we have to understand 2 things. Like if production is in the form of alpha 1 or alpha 2, then you directly find first of alpha 1 and first of alpha 2. But if production is in the form of alpha or epsilon, then in case of epsilon, you have to find follow of A. Okay. and and in both the cases if not 5 then not LL1. Okay, now let's take an example, simple example, like grammar is in the form of capital A S equals to capital A small a or capital A equals to small a. We can write this thing in this form also. This is also the same. Okay, now here is no epsilon, so we find first of both the things, first of A and first of A. This thing, first of this or first of this? First of this is capital, so what we do? We go to A and find the first of A. So the first of capital A is also small a and first of small a is small a. And when we take intersection we get A, this is not empty. So if not empty, not LL1. So this was the trick of LL1, that how we find LL1 if a given grammar, and you have to find that the given grammar is LL1 or not. You simply apply this short trick and directly find the given grammar is LL1 or not. Now let's take further example to understand this trick very clearly. Thank you for listening.